43. Calculate the equilibrium constant at the temperature given. So we have O2 gas plus 2F2 gas yields 2FeO gas, and they give me a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. Now, all in all, we're trying to find that equilibrium constant, right? And the equilibrium constant is always K. Now, technically, there's only one formula that can link an equilibrium constant to a temperature value, and that's the one that's shown down below. So I'm going to pull this one up. This is ultimately what we're going to have to do, right? Because we want to solve for that temperature. We want to solve for the equilibrium constant, and there is T, right? Now, let's just see if we can just do it in one shot. Now, K equals the E button on the calculator, all raised to the negative G divided by R times T. So we know an R value because that's always a constant number, right? The R value in this case is 8.314. The units are going to be joules per mole times Kelvin. These units will dictate what the units are going to be over here. So for example, they gave me a 100 degrees Celsius, but according to the R value, it has to be in Kelvin. So I'm just going to take the temperature and say, okay, it was 100 degrees Celsius. Maybe I could pull this over. So hold on. There we go, that's better. And now I'm going to quickly just convert from Celsius to Kelvin, right? Celsius to Kelvin, we could just add 273.15 if you want to be most specific. So 100 plus 273 is 373.15. Okay, so 2 units down. We're trying to solve for that equilibrium constant. This is on the calculator already. The only thing left is that delta G notch. Now, they didn't give us a delta G value here, right? And it has to be standard, right? But if we use the values in the back of the textbook, those appendix values, it's only at room temperature. We are not at room temperature. So we cannot just go in the back of the book, grab those delta G values and do products minus reactants. We have to find the delta G a different way. So now we say to ourselves, okay, what other formulas do I know that link delta G? Well, that's this one down here. Here is now the link between a specific delta G value with whatever temperature you're given. In this case, the temperature is going to be 100 degrees Celsius, aka 373.15 Kelvin. But now we have to get more information. We got to find that delta H value and the delta S. That's why I wrote down all your delta H values and your S values from the back of the textbook. So we needed those in order to answer this question. So the rule of thumb now is we're going to hold off on this equation because we need to get that delta G. And in order to get that delta G, I first got to do this equation, which means I have to get the delta H and the delta S. So let's work with the delta H first. I went in the back of the textbook to find out the delta H's, right? And now the formula to link the whole delta H for the whole entire reaction is this formula right here. And maybe I'll just make this a little bit smaller because there's a lot going on in this question. And what I might do is I might just drop this down a little bit just so that I have room. Okay, so delta H for the whole entire reaction is the sum. Keep in mind that that's the sum. You're just going to add up all of your delta H's for your products and then subtract from the sum of all your delta H's of your reactants. So remember, keep in mind we got to look at those coefficients, right? There was one O2, there was two F2s, and there was two F2Os. These are the numbers in which you will multiply your delta H value by. So technically this would be times by 1, this would be times by 2, and this would be times by 2. Now you have to sum them up. So sum up the reactant side. There's literally a plus in between the two components. So you would add these two together, but 0 plus 0 is 0. So that's the total on the left side. And now all I have to do is 2 times 24.7. So 2 times 24.7, you get 49.4. Now I'm ready to do my formula. So delta G, actually, delta H for the whole entire reaction equals the 49.4 minus 0. And I'm just going to put the answer over here. Okay, so that delta H for that reaction equals 49.4. Now the units here, since we took them from the back of the book, is going to be in kilojoules. Now, keep in mind that we're trying to plug this in, or actually, we'll hold that off in a little bit because I'll show you in 2 seconds what we're going to have to do. But first, let's now do the whole thing again for the S values. Now, instead of using the delta H formula, which is right here, I can just cross this off, right? And get rid of all the H's and just substitute in for S's. So now we're solving for the delta S, would be the sum of all the S's for the products minus the S's for the reactants. So same exact idea over here. Multiply by those coefficients. So this would be multiplied by 1. This would be multiplied by 2. And this would be multiplied by 2. Now add up your sides. So there's 2 of these, so I have to add them up. So I could do this all in one shot. I could say 205.2 plus 2 times 202.8. The calculator will understand. And now we have 610.8 for the total on the left. And now I'm just going to do 2 times 247.43. Okay. So I get a total of 494.86. Now we're going to do that formula. Delta S for the reaction equals the sum of the products, which was the 494.86. And now we're going to subtract the 610.8. I'm just going to put the answer on the side here. Delta S for that reaction equals this number minus this number. I'm going to grab it. Okay. Negative 115.94. And the units here for using it in the back of the textbook is joule per Kelvin. Okay. So we have the H, we have the S, we know what the temperature is, right? We already did the conversion, 373.15. So now we can use this formula to solve for delta G. So now that's going over here. But the thing is that your delta H is in kilojoules and your S is in joules. So you got to make a decision. Am I either going to convert kilojoules into joules or joules into kilojoules? In this case, I'm going to go by what the R value is. The R value says I need this in joules. So I'm just going to quickly convert the kilojoules into joules. Kilojoules into joules, you just times by 1,000. Or I could take the decimal and convert it, go to the right 3 times. So this would be 49,400 joules. And that's the number that's going in for my delta H value. So delta G equals the H value, which was 49,400, minus the temperature, which we already converted, 373.15, times the delta S, which was negative 115.94. Plug this all into the calculator. We could do this in one shot. The calculator will understand what to do first. So let's see. We're going to take the 494.00 minus 373.15 times by that number, right? The negative 115.94. Press enter. And we have a delta G now of 92,663.011, and that's in joules now. So That's the number that goes in here. We finally figured it out. 92,663.011 joules. Let's now plug it in. K equals E, all raised to the negative fraction, right? Okay, so we got 92,663.011, all divided by the two numbers, right? Divided by 8.314. And then the temp was 373.15. Now, what I would do is I would just simplify this as one number. Then I'll do E raised to that one number. So we'll say K equals E raised to, let's simplify this. So it's a negative of that, right? Divided by 8.314. Now I want to keep that temperature in the denominator. I'm not using any parentheses, so I have to press divide. 373.15. And I get a lot of decimals, right? Negative 29.868 ... Remember, you only round out your final answer. So K equals, now I'm going to take my second ln, that's the E button, right? EE, to this whole number. Press enter, and there we go. In this final calculation, it seems like the lowest amount of sig figs is the R value. So that's what the lowest number of sig figs has to be. So it's going to be 1.067 times 10 to the negative 13th. And that is the final answer. And there you go. Thank you so much for viewing the video. I really hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your classmates about this cool channel. We're almost at 25,000 subscribers. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. I'll be talking to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.